a silent wound that never healed. I saw the shadow behind your name, heard the whisper before it came. Blood don't lie, but trust can break, and loyalty burns when it turns to fake. A knife in the dark, I felt it slow from the hand I trusted long ago. Brotherhood fades when the cold winds start. Nothing cuts deeper than a brother's heart. I heard the whisper before they spoke, your voice in the dark like a bitter joke. Street lights flicker, truth ran thin. I knew that night you'd let me in, just close enough to strike. Blood don't lie, but trust can break, and brotherhood burns when it turns to fake. A knife in the dark, I felt it slow from the hand I trusted long ago. Brotherhood fades when the cold winds start. Nothing cuts deeper than a brother's heart. So here I stand in the smoking rain, scar on my soul, but I remain.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? We have to remove this. I'm going to change this on the right hand side. I'm going to change this daily bias. We're still bullish, but the levels are different. These are yesterday's levels. What a just a magnificent push again higher. I'm in a current short position as we got rejected at the highs, 29,784. We are in lunchtime, so I'm not expecting the market to roll over, just expecting a little bit of a back test, and we just got filled there. So nice little short position there. Again, what I was looking at is, why go against the trend? I don't typically do that, but if I'm looking to take a quick scalp, I will go against the trend for just a quick little pop, right? So what I'm looking at is once we broke through 29,711, we pushed to those highs initially, which was sitting at 29,774. We pulled back. We tried once more. We kind of double topped up here. I've got a resistance level here. Market's up 250 points and realistically up about 300 plus points since the initial kind of sell-off in pre-market. So just looking for a little bit of a back test into kind of filling this middle gap price action. This range between 29,711 to 29,784 is a range here. So you can kind of play this range until we're broken through. Now, the levels that I'm going to be updating that we can watch coming out of lunchtime is going to be, can we hold this level, right? Which we're doing right now. We are holding that level. The next play that I really want to see is I would like to see a push through here and then maybe a pullback that holds. If we can get that, then I'll be interested in a little bit of a scalp to just kind of continue to play this grind higher. If this is going to be the high of day, if this is going to be the top here, what I would like to see would be a breakdown through 29,711. Okay. Then I want to see a push in this range, and I want to see it start to stall. And if we lose, I don't even know if that's a word. If we fail this again, the 29,700s area again, then you can go kind of short here into 29,650s. That would be your target. This would also be another bounce opportunity. And the reason why it would be a little bit of a bounce opportunity is because that initial push, that run up off the open, screamed through that level, 29,650s, pulled back, tested it again, consolidated, and then pushed higher. So I would be looking at sort of this zone here to hold. Now, obviously, anything below that zone could be a little bit of an intraday break in structure where you can see maybe a continuation down 29,614. But right now, all you need to be focused on is this range here. What happens with this range? Do we break to the bottom, consolidate, and continue to push into support? Or do we kind of just hold this and then push back up, break, hold, and then continue higher? That's it. So just stay a little bit patient. The trades don't come as frequent the later on in the day the later on in the day that it gets. So just be more patient right now, right? Just kick back, enjoy the stream. You guys got any questions? Go ahead and shoot them in the comment section. We can answer any questions. We can go over past setups, things that I was looking at today. Realistically, I caught such a small move off the open this morning where we pulled into this prior day level, this prior all-time high at 29,450s. We pulled into it in the pre-market, and then off the open, we had that opening drive. So I got in long here, and then, realistically started to feel a lot of FOMO once this started to really run up because I missed this whole move. So based on the morning analysis, the entry that I had, and this was posted in Evolution Traders, so those of you guys who are in the room, you guys already seen that level. But the next realistic area where we could have taken a good trade was to wait for a pullback into like 550s. Okay, and it pulled all the way down to like 520s, chopped, and then boom, it just exploded, right? So I was able to get in towards those 545s, 550s, went about 15-20 points in drawdown as we were consolidating right here in this point. And then, patience and the levels, again, technicals, they are meant to help you. They're not meant to trick you, right? So unless we broke through 525, it was just a hold long, right? Sit there, deal with the pain, get out below 525, get out on a closure below 525. But if we don't, hold it, and then, wait for that money to come back. And we were able to capture some money here going back into the 600s again. So initial scalp here, wait for the pullback. Again, FOMO, a lot of FOMO here. Nothing you can really do about it. You can't really chase a move that's 30 minutes, 20 minutes just straight to the upside. Wait for a pullback into your level, put in that higher low, and then get in, right? Get in. And not only did it go, but it took out the day's highs and just continued to just keep making new day's highs. So if you kind of look at the price action today, it's pretty orderly, right? And those people that think that it's choppy or the market's not giving you good direction, it's because you're oversized and you're not giving the trades enough room to work. So the only thing you could realistically do is you gotta size down, right? And I've been preaching this whole run up over the past month and a half, is that when you're in these extreme cases of a bull run, or vice versa, if you're in an extreme case of a bear run, you cannot sit there with big size because you look at the candlesticks every day and you see us just pushing higher and higher and higher, and you see such big moves and think that, man, I've got to capture such a big move. It's almost, the psychology is reverse. You see the big moves, you understand the bigger trend. So what you need to do is give the trades more time and give the trades more room to breathe so you can actually be a part of the trend, right? Because a trend is not like a quick momentum play where you size heavier and you get in on a quick pop. Like if the markets were consolidating, if we're in distribution, if the markets have much smaller ranges, then yeah, you put on a little bit more size. You're looking for a quick pop, but you're looking to capture that with a lot of size so you can get in and out because the ranges are small. When we're in a trend, the ranges are going to be much, much bigger, which means supports are going to be way lower, which means targets are going to be just, basically in outer space. So you have to open up the stop loss But by opening up your stop loss doesn't mean that you're trading the same size. You have to really size down so you can absorb the ups and downs to be in on the bigger trend, right? So breaking through the 29,700s level here, don't chase this move down unless you're already short, right? So like if you got in where I got in, you guys were already short up here, fine. Take profits on the breakthrough here. But what we are looking for is to see where this stops and where does it bounce, right? Is it just a break and retest to continue higher? Because that's where a lot of traders can get chopped up. They see, oh man, the market's up so much, we've got to pull back. They throw all their eggs into this short basket here, and then they get squeezed out of that position. So let's just kick back here. We're watching a 5-minute chart. We're going to kick back here. We're going to see at least what this next candle does. I mean, if you guys want to try to get a little bit of a better entry, you can go down to the 1 minute. Just understand there's a lot of choppiness going on in the 1 minute. Also, guys, on your way in, make sure to hit the thumbs up button so this video, this live stream can go out to more traders. Leave a comment. How are you guys doing today? What are you looking at today? Are you already locked up? You just kicking back? Are you guys still looking for one more trade? You know, let's see if we can find that last trade. I've got to get these levels updated here, so just give me a couple seconds here. I need to get these levels updated so it's not yesterday's levels. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the meantime. By the way, guys, who's in here? Anyone in here from Evolution Traders? Let's see what we do here at this level, the 29,700s. And let me get these levels on the live stream updated.
I fed him bread when his pockets were bare, but a hungry man cause he don't care. I gave him trust, I gave my name, but the street don't band it, plays no game. Now my back stays guarded deep. Shadows don't lie, the wounds don't sleep. What if you won't smoke won't hide? Once you're betrayed, it burns inside. So
Whew, we are looking good in the personal long portfolio. Again, every day I just hope that, you know, we just get one more day, right? One more day. Allow me to scrape a little bit more profits, peel a little bit more profits off. Long portfolio is looking really nice. But again, I also am not an idiot. So, yo, what up, Tricky? I also understand that, hey, you know, just because the market's going straight up, don't be an idiot, right? Peel profits. Like, I have some positions that are up over 20%, 23%, and these are like ETF positions, dividend index positions, and even those I'm scaling out a little bit of profits because, you know, some of these moves are like, you know, what you would get in a whole year, right? You know, who wouldn't want to put $100,000 into a position? I'm just using a general example, but who wouldn't want to put $100,000 into a position and make 20%? That's $20,000, right? So you have to make sure that you're peeling off profits. Again, I know this has nothing to do with day trading, but, you know, you got to be smart too as well. So let's get these levels updated here, and then we can have a better picture of what's going on. But also, guys, understand in lunchtime, whatever the market, and again, I've been kind of preaching this for years, right? And it's no secret, it's no like it's nothing. It's just pattern recognition, right? I've been doing this for over 10, 12 years. You start to recognize different patterns, right? So when the market is pushing in one direction, pretty much, right? We've been pushing up literally since the bell. And you get in that lunch hour, you know, algorithms, they flip, profit taking gets taken. There's a little bit of lower volume throughout the lunch hour. Typically when you get into that lunch hour, you know, some people have all of these things for reversals, like there's the 10 a.m. reversal, there's the 2:30, you know, counter trend, there's all of this crap. I just look at lunch hour, right? I look at what the hell do we do at lunch hour? So two times that I look in the day. It's the 10 a.m. hour, I'm always looking at that. And then I'm always looking at lunch hour. So what did we do prior to lunch? You know, keep it simple. We went straight up. Okay. If we consolidate and we chop around, what are we going to do? We're going to pull back a little bit, right? So what's that resistance level? What's that support level? If the market's going to be strong after lunch, then we're going to continue. But we're going to see the support that we bounced off of. So maybe, just maybe, we can have a little bit of a better entry to take that continuation. Now, if the trend is over and the market's just going to chop around and it's going to consolidate for the remainder of the day, well then great. We know what top resistance is, and now we can play those ranges accordingly, right? So I will always look for a trade in lunch, kind of a counter trend trade. And then after lunch, I'm either looking to get back on the train with the trend, or I'm looking to take that counter trend continuation after lunch. So there's two ideas there that we can work with. And as of right now, buyers are doing a pretty good job at holding that support level there at 29,700s. Okay. So for those of you guys who are in my room, in my community, you guys know that I'm a big advocate for any strategy, but even more so for the actual strategy and the structure of the break and retest, right? So that break and retest is everything. I would rather be a little late to the move, but at least be on the winning side of it. And especially because I'm a scalper, right? A lot of times I'm not looking for these big 50-point moves, 100-point moves. I'm looking for 10 points. I'm looking for 12 points. I'm looking for 15 points. Sometimes I'm looking for 5 points. So if you kind of look at the break of this 29,711 area, and you actually look at the first real test that just happened at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, that's the first real test where we actually tagged and broke through the level and reclaimed it. So what's the long position? When you get a following candle, which is the current candle that's printing, to take out the previous candle high. Because remember, stocks cannot go higher unless they take out a previous candle high. They can't go lower unless they take out a previous candle low. Great. So if we know that, we have to understand what's the structure behind that. Great. Well, the structure was the retest of 29,711. And now that we got that test of 29,711, wait for a following candle to take out a previous candle high. Use that previous candle low, in this particular case, since it's a long position, as your stop. So your max pain on this trade was 21 points. Max pain on a raging bull market is 21 points. That's pretty good, right? So what's your take profit? Well, there's a couple ways that you can take profit depending on the style of trader that you are. You know, if you're a scalper and you have just a very hard generic take profit, like 10 points, then great, 10 points. You can use things such as ATR, average true range. I like to do it like this. I like to take the ATR, which right now is 32 points on a 5-minute time frame, and I like to cut it in half. So 15, 16 points, right? And if you look at the high of the confirmation of that break and retest was 29,726, and this current candle that you should have been in long went up to 243. So you would have taken that 0.5 ATR take profit. You would have made 15 points on this break and retest, right? I'm getting these levels updated right now, and I'm gonna punch them in. Hopefully it changes. I don't have to restart the stream for it to show up. That would suck. And the counter trend idea here is that since we have broken through 29,700s, would be a confirmation below 7 or 29,697. So right here, so let's draw the line. If we take this level out, that would say, okay, we've broken through this level, we tried to reclaim it, and now we've failed, so we could be heading lower. So you always want to have two sides of the trade, right? You always want to have two sides of the trade locked in the memory bank. Because God forbid it doesn't do one thing, well then you've got the backup plan if it does the other thing, right?
Came from the block where the shadows grow, where the pain runs deep and the nights run slow. Every step I take.
Hey Tricky, how'd you do today?
But a man like me don't walk away. Blood on the concrete.
There's the sweep through that low there. Immediate buyback. Let's see what this 1 minute chart's doing here. Let's get a little bit of a locked in view here. What are these candlesticks actually doing? So just for reference, guys, we're on a 1 minute time frame here. Really battling with the 29,700s area. Double bottom sweep. Looks a little trappy here for shorts. Little trappy for shorts. You would need to see definitive hold below this wick here. Good pop there. I like that hold on that long. I like that hold on that long. Sellers tried to get us through 29.7, right? They tried to get us through 29.7 twice. They couldn't do it. They cannot close below that level. Look at all the candlesticks here. They have not closed below that level. So still pretty good here for the buyers, especially coming out of lunch, for a little bit of a grind continuation higher. Nice. We'll take it. We'll take that. Good work today.
Glass in my hand, silence in the room. All go circle like cigarette fume. I don't talk much, I just sit and chew. One more sip for my whiskey and room. Smoke curls up like a slow goodbye. Every drop burns, but it clears my mind.
Guys, what was overnight highs? Does anyone have that level? Was overnight highs 29,693? 29,693? That could be why this is holding up here. I just need someone to verify that. Because essentially here, this is basically what? Asian session high. And we kind of have back tested this and we're holding it. So I think anything below 29,690s on a close, you could see some continuation down for a back test. So anyone looking for that short, still bullish here. But yesterday, I guess it would be considered Asian session. We do have that high. What was the high right off the open? 29,684 is pre-market highs. $29,693. And our strong support is way down there. Like we have support, like bullish support, super low. Like it's way down here. The daily 5 is, let's see, the daily 5 is 29,425. So I mean, we're still extremely bullish here, even on any pullbacks. Guys, treat any short positions as very quick scalps. You're just playing momentum. You're not really playing like a bias. One minute 5 SMA play. Haven't tried one of these in years. What do you think? Let's try it. There we go. Come on. It's gonna pop up again. Get back down below 711. We'll only give this about a 10-point stop. It's gonna hold it up. We're gonna get out. Tried that quick scalp. That was just way too quick for me. Way too fast. All right, I got my levels here. I'm gonna post this up. The Bulls have been absolutely fantastic. I mean, these guys are on an absolute tear, right? So 1 break, 2 breaks, 3 breaks. We're holding this level. This looks pretty bullish here. I guess one could put a stop below 711. Any closure below 711? I'd like to get power trending again, at least on the 1 minute. In order for me to see a little bit of a power trend, I want to see a closure back over the 5 SMA. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. 29,693. Perfect. Yeah, so again, just going out on a limb, I'm making an assumption here. I would assume that's why we're having a little bit of a hiccup. 1, it's lunchtime, so a little bit lesser volume here. And 2, we are battling with that overnight high, meaning we're over the overnight high, but we're kind of like in that zone, right? Remember, levels, they're not like, levels are not like concrete, right? They're rubber bands. So like we're holding the overnight high and we're kind of just bouncing, 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 bouncing. And you know, I mean, so far the buyers are doing a pretty good job at holding this level. I mean, this is multiple tests here on the 1 minute time frame. It looks like we are holding this area. I'd like to try to take advantage of a little bit of a long here, maybe even back into 740s. Again, kind of a risky trade because we could definitely flush out this level. I'd like to see it up in this area. Maybe we get a sweep of all of this here.
I bury brothers without goodbye, but the block taught me real men don't cry. Whiskey in the bottle, smoke in the air, devil on my shoulder, yeah, I don't care. Alley feels colder than honest love. Still I walk like I'm chosen from.
Still working on getting these levels up. Should have done this before I started the stream.
Danger on her lips when she said my name. I felt that kiss like a loaded gun, a sweet like sin. She was
so
we don't last if we strong men stumble, but we still don't bleed in the street. Every scar is a map that I choose to hold. City gave me pain, but it taught me.
That should have updated. So now that should have updated. We should see 29,693 as as the overnight resistance. That should have updated on stream. Hopefully it shows up for you guys. Whoa, shit. Have to get out of that. Okay, here comes that resistance here. So what do we got? We got 4 minutes coming out of lunch. Did it update on stream? You guys got to bear with me. I'm still fucking new to all this stuff. It did update. Sweet. So that's good to know I can change things like that live in real time. God, we swept through again. 1, 2, 3 times hold here. Playing games with everyone here at this level. 5 minute time frame is holding up. I got an EMA here, 34 EMA. I use it a lot, 34 EMA. If you guys want to put it on your screens, you guys can kind of look. But I got it on my other screen here. But the 34 EMA on a 5 minute time frame has held 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row. So 30 minutes we've held, and that's actually kind of matching up with that first initial 30 minute. It's actually matching up with the 30-minute ORB, right? So if you guys kind of look at the 30-minute ORB high, we are just a little bit above it, but these last 2 wicks that we've had here is basically back testing that 30-minute ORB again. It's the second time that we've done that today. I'm going to wait for lunch to be over, and then I want to see what we do on this new hour candle print. I want to see if these 2 wicks were strong enough support, actually 3, strong enough support that this can start grinding back into the upper range here. Because these were pretty much, these were like these are flash sells down, and then you have like an algo that's sitting here buying it. It's like that's the only thing that's happening. It's like you got someone with orders sitting down here, and then they're buying it for this continuation higher. 740s. So on my 5-minute time frame, we really don't get out of a lot of supply until we get over 740s, right? So on the chart we're looking at here, it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, where's 740s at? It's right here, basically. It's like that. We need to get over this for continuation, because I've got a 20 SMA there, I've got the 10 SMA there, I've got a lot of moving averages in that area that are kind of pinning us down. But I like the longs here. I still like the continuation of the longs, as long as we're over 29,700.
They say a man breaks, but I just been get carried off toward the bitter end. Love made me bleed, trust ran dry.
We're gonna try this one more time here with the stop loss below 711. So I got about a 30-point stop on this. Here we go. There 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 we go. One more push. All right, we're out. Beautiful little pop there. Beautiful little pop there. Again, quick scalp. Later on in the day, it's nothing but quick scalps. Beautiful. There. Here it comes, guys. Here it comes. There it is. There it is. That's what this was all about down here, guys. This accumulation down here on these little flash cells was for this type of move. Sometimes you start to notice those patterns, right? It's like you have this level 29,700. I hate to keep being a broken record, but you see the level, and we've clearly broken through it, right? We've slashed through that level multiple times. But every time, every single time they are slashing through this level, it's immediate spike. Slash through this level, immediate spike. Slash through this level, immediate spike. So I think the only people who are getting dusted are the people that are like, okay, market's too high today. We broke this level. We're breaking down. Go short. Boom. Trapped. Go short. Trapped. Go short. Trapped. Right? Because again, the bias is bullish. Darn it, man. I can't say it enough. Like, I don't care how, it doesn't matter how much this market is up. I mean, they keep proving that they're buying everything, right? They're buying everything. So you have to just keep rolling into that. Whether you like it or not, you just absolutely have to keep rolling into it. Now, my rule of thumb is never trade in the middle of a range. So either we want to be a buyer down here, or we want to start looking for a short if we confirm, or you want to be shorting up here, or a buyer if we break and hold above. But I don't want to do nothing in this range, because the perfect opportunity was to have been long here, been long here, been long here. Which you guys seen. I tried it twice, right? The first one was basically a break even. The second one, this thing flashed me out of the trade, but then we were able to make it all back here, right? We got it back there, boom. And that's the name of the game. I mean, I got throughout the week, I have so many, scratch trades or trades where you get out for a small loss and then finally your move comes, right? You have to just continue to keep throwing the chips to the table, Now we're finally starting to power trend back over this 1 minute 5 SMA. Which, for those of you guys who scalp, I know there's a lot of different indicators you can use for trying to keep up the trying to see power trends, I guess. Some people use the 8 EMA, some people use the 9 EMA. Guys, I love using the 5 SMA. Right? That 5 SMA, if you're below it, you should not be long. I don't give a shit what time frame you're on. If you're above it, you should not be short. And if you're riding it in any one particular level, well, then that's called a power trend. So we finally reclaimed that here. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, we've been power trending. So for 5 minutes, we are power trending to the upside. Again, when you're talking in terms of scalping, you know, a 5-minute power trend is nothing if you're comparing it to a 4-hour daily chart. But for us scalpers, you know, many of us are not even in these trades for 5 minutes. We're trying to play that momentum and get our cash quick. Oh wow, is Bitcoin popping? Does anyone know? I have a Bitcoin Ethereum ETF that I hold, and it started off the day red today, but I just checked the portfolio. It's actually green now. What happened? If any of you guys are into like dividend ETFs, one that I personally like, you guys can do your own homework on it. I'm currently invested into it, is BLOX. BLOX pays a weekly distribution, 10 to 11 cents a week, but it actually has a little bit of growth in it as well. It's right now currently $18 a share. My average is about $14.90 to like $15.50. So the overall position is up, and it pays 10 to 11 cents a share, right? And that gets paid weekly. It's a little bit, I do have to disclaimer out there, it is volatile, so it will swing on you, but at least when it's swinging on you, you're getting paid weekly. And when it's doing well, then you're actually making money on it, but in both ways. But I like it, BLOX. If any of you guys are into like income ETFs, dividend paying ETFs, hit me up. I've got a bunch of them in my portfolio. Some designed to be more stable, some designed to be a lot more aggressive, meaning aggressive in the higher the yield. You know, some of these things yield 20, 30%, while others yield 10%, 12%, right? Now, obviously, the yielders that are doing 20, 30%, those things are a lot more volatile. Down markets, they're going to really, you know, they're going to get slammed on price, and the ones that are paying less tend to hold up better in downturns. But it's all dependent on your risk appetite, right? That's why it's a portfolio. You kind of balance it out a little bit. You definitely want a little bit of that aggression in there so you can capture a lot of the moves when we are flying, but then you want the stability. All right, so that pop there, getting sold, guys. Now I do like the short position now. Okay, I do like the short position now, not to enter now, but what I'm looking at here is if we start taking out 29,692s, I like that down into like 670s. So right here, 692. 692. So like down here, I can go lower actually. Maybe I go one more lower. 691 and a half. If we start taking out 691 and a half, I think we get a little bit of a washout here. We're getting aggressive here, guys. Getting aggressive here. Let's see if we get this sweep. What's gonna fucking suck is if that we sweep this area and it fucking pops, you know? Because it's done it multiple times. But looking at the 5-minute time frame, we do have a gap to be filled all the way down here to like 660s. I'd like to see if we can fill into 660s there.
Bought a one-way ticket with my last dime. Boarded the shadow.
The perfect thing to probably see is a bounce before we sweep through. I don't know if it's going to do it though.
Suitcase full of sin, a pocket of pain.
I'd like to see one more bounce before it takes this level out. I'm in. Guys, I'm in. Now it's going to bounce back into 700s. I'm looking for a sweep down here into 660s. Maybe even 70s, depends. That'll be like 30 points. Probably 70s. If I can get 15 points off the, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. That's that quick sweep. Got into the 70s once. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. I'm out, guys. I'm out. We came all the way down. We came all the way down to 669. That's a beautiful fucking trade. Beautiful fucking trade, guys. Quick scalp. Quick scalp. Did anyone see that? Did anyone see why we were going to take that? You had all of these wicks down here where every time they took us below 700s, they took us below, they bounced us. They took us below, they bounced us. They took us below, they bounced us. Finally, we got that last push up here where we swept those highs, and then we got that little reversal style candlestick. And then we started power trending below the 5 SMA. Do you see how these things are starting to add up, right? It's like multiple things start adding up. They start stacking on top of each other where it's like, okay, it's not just because we broke 700s. That's not the only reason why. Prior to that, we have already swept through 700s 4 times. Prior to that, we just swept through the previous structure high. Prior to that, we had a reversal style 1 minute candle. Prior to that, we were power trending on the 5 SMA. There's like 4 or 5 confluences that were adding up. Prior to that, if we got below, there was a gap between this. Again, this is not on the screen that I'm sharing with you guys, but on my other screen, the 5 minute time frame, we were holding the 34 EMA, okay? There was a gap to fill all the way into the 50 SMA, 50 EMA, all the way down here. Or is this the 50? What is this? Which one is this? The 65 EMA, and I have a 50 SMA. We had that gap to fill all the way down into those 60s. And we called that. We seen that. So your mind, you're already going through all of these scenarios before they play out. And then as price action is following through, all you're doing is just reacting. You just react to those levels, right? Again, the technicals are not there to fool you. If the technicals fail, great, we get out. That's why they're there. Like when you break a technical level or you reclaim a technical level, it should do technically what it's supposed to do. Now, again, it doesn't work 100% of the time. Of course it's not. If it did, everyone would be a billionaire. But at least the technicals will show you when it fails, right? So that was a beautiful trade. I mean, that was a great trade. I think it was like 16 points or something we took off that because we got in below. What was that? What did I put my order at? I had my order sitting at 691 and we swept all the way to 70. So that's damn near 20 points, guys. I mean, damn near 20 points. You can't argue with that, right? Pretty fucking cool, right? Pretty fucking cool. Technical analysis, baby. So now that puts us into the range here. Support sitting at 29,650s. Resistance will be now at those 700s. So between those two areas, you don't, again, what did I say when we were pushing? You don't want to mess around in the middle. You want to take reactions at the extremes. Guys, Apex back to 90% off if you guys need those discount codes. DEEANTHONY.
The room still cries. Love burned to ashes, the hurt won't die. Now there's smoke where love should be. Broken fire that blinded me. The lie still cuts, it moves me slow. But I stand like a man and I let it go.
Wow, we're coming all the way to the 650s, guys. We probably will get into these 650s at some point here. There it is. 59s were tagged. Beautiful. 55s were tagged. Phenomenal move. Phenomenal move. I love when shit works the way it's supposed to work.
I stand my ground, I let it slip. I pour the whiskey, forget the past, but ghosted laughter walks the rain so
520s. Nah, we're still a long ways from key support.
I walk through ruins, my spirit intact, where love should be.
614 below this is the next major support. Guys, any news hit the waves or not? This is some decent selling here. Anything on the news? Let's see. Apple OpenAI partnership phrase as possible legal fight. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, Trump didn't ask China's President Xi for any help. The U.S. doesn't need China's help. That's the last thing that came out 15 minutes ago. Secretary of State Rubio, Taiwan weapons sales weren't the primary focus. Okay, nothing too crazy.
Just smoke remains. No man can break.
Elder just took some nice gains there, locking it out on a day 405 for Elder, guys. $29,614 would be a 50% retracement from the long today. So if we can get into this 50% right here, this might be a good spot to bounce. Let's see what we do here. That's a tag, tagged it perfectly. I would like to see a sweep and then a reclaim. I'm in long here. I'm going to see if we can get a little bit of a bounce. We got a lot of selling pressure though. Jesus. Boom, I'm out, guys. I'm out. Hell of a bounce, hell of a scalp off the 50% retracement there. Waited for it to come right into that 50% at around 615. Take it off the wick rejection. Any closure below 615, you're out. You just play for that quick pop back up. It's about a 12, 13 point scalp there. Anyone see how that works? You see how you just react to the levels? I mean, that's the main thing. You're just waiting for the levels to get confirmed and then you react. Like, there's not a whole lot of time to second guess yourself, because second guessing yourself, you're second guessing technicals. The technicals don't change. The levels are there. Like, either it's going to work or it's not. So you take the reaction off of the level, you take the confirmation off of the level, and then you just sit and wait. You either get stopped out or you take your cash. You get stopped out or you take your cash. There's nothing to think about. Like, trading is so mindless. It's very mindless. You don't need to think a lot. You know, you do your homework, you do your research, and then you react to those levels. Now we're below the 50% retracement. So this is a serious power trend ever since losing. the 5 SMA all the way back here at 10:05 Pacific. We lost it and closed at 29,730, and we're down over 100 points, literally 100 points in 15 minutes. So do you guys kind of see how the 5 SMA is pretty fucking powerful? I mean, it's a pretty useful tool here, you know?
Been talking to the mirror, it don't talk back. Just smiles like a devil dressed in black. Roses in the room keep humming my song. They say, boy, you've been broken way too long. Pain's the only thing that's still
5-minute chart all the way down to the 200 SMA. Typically your 200 SMA is going to be, well, not typically, the 200 SMA is your strongest level when it comes to moving averages. So if we do not hold this 200 SMA, which is sitting at about 603, that's an entire bias change, an entire flip change. Then you do not want to be long anymore. Your last spot to be long is here. Look at the fucking pop. Oh, I see it too. Fuck. Resistance 654. I seen this candle here. This candle was a change in trend candle. This one here that printed at 10:19 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's a change in trend candle off of a support. Fuck. That was 625 to 640. That was 15 fucking points. Fuck. 654 is resistance now, guys. See if we get back into the 50s. I'm out. Another 10 points. I'm out. Perfect test of that level. It was actually 7 points, but we'll take him. Fuck, I wish I was in here. I wish I was in right fucking there at 626. Guys, if you're long off the bounce, 654, you want to sell into 654s. The fact that we have 21-point ATR in a 1-minute time frame is a lot, guys. That's a lot. Don't be afraid to take your quick 5-point scalps, 10-point scalps, because if it turns around against you, 20, 30 points, you guys can be in the red very, very quickly. Looks like we're holding up pretty well here at that 50.
touch across my skin.
654 resistance. You want to see a break and hold over 655. So 655 for continuation up. anything below that low of day can come down to 574. That's your two ideas. So boom, 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 boom. Those would be your two ideas there. We need to see which one wants to play out here. But that initial bounce we took there off of that 615, off that 50%, was fantastic for a scalper. You know, it's a great move. And a thing I want to just make a point of is, like, you can't just assume like, hey, well, if I get it off this support here, it's just going to go all the way back towards highs. Get in, yes, react to that level, get in, but take your gains, right? I don't think enough people take gains quick enough. Like me, I'm super quick to take a gain. Like I'm super quick to take a gain. If it goes without me and I would have made more money, I don't really care, because the only thing I really care about is what just got locked. You know, 10 points got locked. Great. We've locked in 2 10-point trades in the past. How long have I been streaming? Hour. We've locked in 2 10-point trades in the past hour. That's 20 points. So, I mean, you make 20 points a day, you're making a living. You make 10 points a day, you're making a living, right? Depending on the size that you're trading and how many trades you're taking. But here we come again. Let's see if this level wants to get slammed out. Last bit of support here at like 95s. If it loses 95s, it's 775s. It's probably going to be in the works. This might be a good spot here for them to hold us up. Unless the buyers are going to give away complete control today, they've got to hold 95s. So this could be, again, it could be, not financial advice, it could be a picture perfect spot if we can hold those 95s. If we can, like, the picture perfect would be like a quick flash sweep through 95s and an immediate reclaim back through 600s. So here come, we're getting awfully close to those 95s, right? I don't know if we got down to it. We got down as low. Yeah, we did. We got to 95.25. So 95.25. I'm going to try this here. What do we got on time? There's 10 seconds left before the next 1 minute candle. If we can hold over 614, I'm going to try a quick long. I'm going to try a quick long here with the stop below 95s. We're just looking for 10 points. Whiskey talks, the truth goes deep, memories burn, they never sleep. Let's see what the bulls want to do here. Can buyers step us up one more time here? We're just looking for 10 points, guys. There it is. I'm out. 12 points, guys. I'm out. Very quick. Very, very quick. That was it. That's all I was looking for. I was looking for a sweep into those 95s, and I wanted to see an immediate reaction off that next candle to hold. Get back over 615s. You get back over 615s, there's a potential that we could push up at least 10, 15 points. And the reason behind that is, on this chart, it's a double test of the 50% retracement at 614. On this chart, it's a sweep, multiple sweeps below the 50% and a push. On the 5-minute time frame, it was an exact tag of the 200 SMA and the EMA, actually. So 200 SMA, 200 EMA. If there's any spot at all for the buyers to actually step in, it was right there at 95s. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. buyers give up 95s, the whole day's bias changes. So even like there's a lot of time left in the day today. If the buyers start to lose 95s, it's not going to be good. There's a serious potential that it gets down to 29 500s. So by letting them sweep and letting them tag those 95s, letting them sweep the 50% retracement and then immediately reclaiming it, showed me momentum that the buyers were going to step in and at least try to recover something. Now, again, we don't have to go back up to 700s. We don't have to. We don't have to get to 800s. We don't have to put in a new high. I'm just looking for that quick momentum off specific key areas. And it proved to be pretty fucking good. Reclaim those 615s once again, and we're trading back up towards 40s. Guys, it's 25, 30 points. Like, that's how you can really start piecing together days. You can really start piecing together days by sitting and reacting to these fucking levels. Like, has anyone taken any trades with me here? Like, just anything at all? $655 resistance just got broken through. We got rejected there last time. So what you would want to see now, you want to see a little bit of a break and retest through there, proving to be a picture perfect entry. And before I took that long scalp, I tried to make it as clear as possible that if there was any time to bounce, it was going to be at those 95s. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Go back and watch the fucking clip. You get through those 95s, could be a picture perfect entry to bounce, and it's proving that it is so, as it's up almost 80 fucking points from the 95s. Insane. The only thing you wish is you wish you would have had more size. You wish you would have held longer, right? It's always a fucking case. But for a day trader like myself, for a competitive person like myself, just knowing that I was right on those levels and at least taking 20 points, 30 points in this past hour is enough for me. Like, that's enough for me that I was able to sit, watch these levels, and react in real time to be able to get these prices, right? It doesn't always work that way. There's a lot of times where you're reacting to certain things that are happening and it just doesn't go in your favor. And what happens is you hold these trades way too fucking long. Again, for any of you guys who are watching, you'll see that these trades happen very, very quickly, meaning you don't need to sit in a trade for fucking 2-3 hours. If you can just sit on your hands for an hour and you can wait for a specific level to get taken out, then you can make very, very quick money. But it's not just sitting at the screen and just clicking the button a million fucking times. You know, you got to wait for certain things to happen. So here's a break and retest of 64s. We do have the rising 5 SMA coming up here as well. And you got some resistance at 76.
Love don't knock twice. It just walks in quiet. Leave smoke on your clothes and silence on your side. She said close, didn't say my name. Just traced those scars like they still bled. Her eyes knew things I never told. Like she read the weight inside my chest. I've been gone longer than I admit. Chasing nights I couldn't win. She said you look tired, not broken yet. I smiled slow, poured another drink. Love sounds warm when But it don't stay when the lights go cold.
So back test of 655s, back test, failure to hold. If this fails to get over 73s, we could be coming back down into this range here. Maybe a little bit of a scalp below 45s. Again, depends on how aggressive you want to take this.
Perfume stayed after she left, like a ghost that won't behave. She's still warm, room still breathing, but something good already faded. She kissed me like it was a sin, like we both knew how it ends.
So below 45s, we get weaker, back into 615s. Over 55s is the break and retest here. So 45s. I'm going to try this break and retest here. If I can get into the 70s here, I'm going to take profits into the 70s, mid 70s.
Love ain't home, it's a quiet lie. Looks like heaven leaves you dry. I felt alive just holding on, but I knew deep it wouldn't stay long. Love ain't home, it's a road I pass through smoke, through time, through broken glass. I walk alone, but I've grown. I made peace with knowing love ain't home.
Want to see if we can get this mid 70s push here.
Some men find love and settle down. Some men learn why love don't.
Give me the mid 70s here so we can get the fuck out of this trade. Hold 70s.
Real life flickers in a narrow room. Walls shaking with a whispered doom.
72s being traded. I want to see 75s get traded. 73s are being traded. 74s got touched. Got the ask at 74.5. There's 75s, guys. I'm out. I'm out.
I keep running on. This war ain't finished, it's just begun. The mirror shows a stranger's face, a killer drowning in his own disgrace. No angel lift, no holy shine, just demons pouring out my wine. I made a deal with the devil just to stay alive. Traded my soul.
Nice, guys. Beautiful. I mean, we are fucking picking apart these scalps. I mean, we are picking apart these scalps. I think in the past hour, we've picked apart like 35 points. It's still going higher. That was a great break and retest. Perfect example of a break and retest here over 55s. Broke through the 61.8 retracement. We pulled back, closed below it. A lot of people think, well, we closed below the level. Again, these levels are not concrete lines. They're rubber bands. They're going to move, right? They're rubber. So we broke it. We pulled back, held, held, reclaimed it, boom, get long on the reclaim. That's a break, retest, boom, get long, play for the breakthrough 75s, done deal, right? You get in here at 65s, you play through the break of 75s, that's a 10-point scalp. Again, and it's running higher. So if you're trading multiple contracts, you can definitely leave runners, you can definitely move your stop loss to break even. A lot of people like the whole idea of moving things to break even, of holding a bunch of runners. In my opinion, my advice, that's for like very experienced scalpers. Like I do it sometimes, but I'm an all in, all out type of guy. Because when you start having to worry about, I got to move my stop loss up, move my target up, this, that, and the other, now you're just getting to this game where you've got so much crap going on. Identify the setup, get into the level, boom, execute, get in, get out, take your fucking money and walk away on the day, right? That's it. With that being said, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to leave a comment, make sure to rewatch the video, make sure to share it to your moms, your grandmas, your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, your coworkers, your neighbors. Show it to everybody if they are interested in trading, or hell, if they're not interested in trading, show it to them. If you guys want to join the Discord, that link is down in the description box below. We do live analysis each and every single day. I post up the game plan and the levels for the day coming into the market. If you guys need Apex evaluations, help support the channel, use discount code DEEANTHONY. We are ending the stream, guys. We picked this market apart for 35-40 points today. Doesn't always happen, but hey, when the market is giving you levels to work with, you got to roll with it. I'll see all of you guys on the next one.